The Surprising Power of Surrender. Let Everything Come to You by the Art of Letting Go. Written and published by Mindsmore. This book is an invitation to surrender. Not to give up, not to resign yourself to mediocrity, but to release the illusion of control and embrace the infinite wisdom of the universe. Imagine yourself as a leaf, gently floating on a river. Instead of fighting the current, you surrender to its flow, allowing it to carry you towards your destiny. This is the essence of surrender, a profound trust in the unseen hand that guides your journey. In a world obsessed with hustle and grind, with forcing and striving, surrender might seem like an act of rebellion. But what if letting go is the key to unlocking your true potential? What if by releasing the illusion of control, you open the floodgates to a life of abundance, joy, and effortless manifestation? Think of it like this: you're a skilled archer, aiming for the bullseye. You draw back the bowstring, focus your intention, and release the arrow. But the moment that arrow leaves your hand, you surrender control. You trust the trajectory, the wind, the unseen forces that guide its flight. Surrender is about having that same faith in the unfolding of your life. It's about trusting that even when things don't go according to plan, they are unfolding exactly as they should. Are you ready to let go of the struggle and embrace the magic of surrender? Let the adventure begin. Thank you for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us create more content for you. Lesson 1. The Strength of Releasing. The world whispers a seductive lie: grip tighter, strive harder, control everything. We clench our fists around our desires, believing that sheer force of will is the key to unlocking our dreams. But what if I told you that true power lies in opening your hand, in releasing your grip, in surrendering to the wisdom of the universe? Imagine a falcon, wings outstretched, soaring effortlessly on the currents of the wind. It doesn't flap frantically, battling against the air. It trusts the unseen forces, the invisible currents that lift and carry it towards its destination. This, my friend, is the strength of releasing. We've been conditioned to believe that control is synonymous with power. We meticulously plan, strategize, and manipulate, believing that if we can just orchestrate every detail, we can bend reality to our will. But life, like a wild river, has a way of defying our attempts to contain it. The more we resist, the more we struggle, the further we drift from the effortless flow of existence. Surrender is not about giving up on your dreams. It's not about passively accepting whatever life throws your way. It's about a profound shift in perspective, a recognition that you are not a lone warrior battling against the universe, but a dancer gracefully moving with its rhythm. Think of a tiny seed planted in the fertile earth. It doesn't aggressively push its way through the soil, forcing its way to the surface. It surrenders to the darkness, to the nurturing embrace of the earth, trusting the natural process of growth. It knows that in time, with the gentle coaxing of sunlight and rain, it will blossom into a magnificent creation. We too are seeds of potential, planted in the fertile ground of the universe. But we often stifle our growth with our frantic attempts to control, our relentless pursuit of specific outcomes. We forget that the universe has a plan, a grand design that far surpasses our limited vision. Releasing your grip doesn't mean abandoning your desires. It means holding them with an open hand, trusting that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, will deliver them to you in the perfect way, at the perfect time. It's about shifting your focus from the how and the when to the what and the why. Imagine a sailboat navigating the vast ocean. The captain sets the course, adjusts the sails, and guides the vessel. But they also understand the power of the wind, the currents, the unseen forces that propel the boat forward. They know when to harness those forces, when to adjust their course, and when to simply surrender to the flow. We are all captains of our own ships, navigating the unpredictable waters of life. But we often forget that we are not alone on this journey. There's a universal wind at our backs, a cosmic current guiding us towards our destination. Surrender is about trusting that wind, that current. It's about releasing the illusion of control and allowing the universe to be your co-captain, your navigator, your guide. Think of a tightrope walker gracefully balancing high above the ground. They don't rigidly control their every movement, their every muscle. They flow with the sway of the rope, they trust their instincts, they surrender to the delicate dance between gravity and balance. We too are walking a tightrope, balancing between our desires and the unpredictable nature of life. But we often tense up, grip the rope too tightly, and lose our balance. Surrender is about finding that inner equilibrium, that graceful flow between effort and allowance. It's about trusting your intuition, your inner compass, and allowing it to guide you towards your true path. Releasing your grip doesn't mean becoming passive or complacent. It's about a dynamic interplay between intention and surrender, between action and allowance. It's about taking inspired action, guided by your inner wisdom, while releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Imagine a painter creating a masterpiece. They don't rigidly control every brushstroke, every shade of color. They allow the paint to flow. They trust their instincts. They surrender to the creative process. We are all artists, painting the canvas of our lives. But we often get caught up in the details, in the need for perfection, in the fear of making a mistake. We forget that true beauty lies in the imperfections, in the unexpected twists and turns, in the serendipitous moments that emerge when we surrender to the creative flow. Releasing your grip is not a one-time event. It's a continuous practice, a conscious choice to trust the universe, to embrace the unknown, and to allow life to unfold with effortless grace. It's about recognizing that you are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its grand design. It's about surrendering to the wisdom of the cosmos, to the loving embrace of existence. So open your hand, release your grip, and surrender to the flow. Trust that the universe has a plan, a magnificent tapestry woven with threads of synchronicity, serendipity, and infinite possibility. And as you surrender, watch in wonder as your dreams unfold, your desires manifest, and your life transforms into a masterpiece beyond your wildest imagination. Lesson 2. Surrender is powerful. Surrender. The very word seems to whisper of defeat, of relinquishing control, of passively accepting whatever fate throws our way. But what if I told you that surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a source of immense power? What if letting go is the key to unlocking a life of effortless manifestation, where your desires flow to you like a river finding its way to the sea? Imagine a wild horse, muscles rippling, spirit untamed. It resists the bridle, fights against the reins, yearning for freedom. But when a skilled rider approaches with gentle hands and a calming presence, the horse softens, surrenders to the guidance, and together they embark on a magnificent journey. We too are wild spirits, yearning for freedom, for the fulfillment of our dreams. But we often resist the universe's guidance, fighting against the natural flow of life, clinging to our limited perspectives and rigid expectations. We believe that sheer force of will is the key to manifesting our desires, that if we just try hard enough, we can bend reality to our will. But what if I told you that the universe is not something to be conquered, but a dance partner to be embraced? What if by surrendering to its rhythm, by releasing the need to control every step, you unlock a power far greater than your own? Surrender is not about giving up on your dreams. It's about releasing the struggle, the constant striving, the exhausting need to force things to happen. It's about trusting that the universe has a plan, a grand design that far surpasses our limited vision. Think of a majestic tree, its roots reaching deep into the earth, its branches stretching towards the sky. It doesn't resist the wind, the rain, the changing seasons. It bends and sways, adapting to the forces of nature, drawing strength from the very elements that seem to challenge it. We too are rooted in the earth, our spirits reaching for the heavens. But we often resist the challenges, the setbacks, the unexpected twists and turns that life throws our way. We forget that these experiences are not obstacles to be overcome, but opportunities for growth, for transformation, for deepening our connection to the universe. Surrender is about embracing the challenges, the uncertainties, the unknown. It's about trusting that even when the path ahead is unclear, you are being guided towards your highest good. It's about finding strength in vulnerability, power in letting go. Imagine a kite dancing in the wind, soaring high above the ground. It doesn't fight against the wind, it harnesses its power. It surrenders to the invisible forces, allowing them to lift it higher and higher. We, too, are kites, our dreams and desires the strings that connect us to the heavens. But we often cling to the string, afraid to let go, afraid to trust the wind. We forget that the very force that seems to pull us can also lift us, can carry us to unimaginable heights. Surrender is about trusting the wind, the unseen forces that shape our lives. It's about releasing the fear, the doubt, the need to control every outcome. It's about having faith that the universe will catch us, will guide us, will carry us towards our destiny. Think of a river flowing towards the ocean, carving its path through mountains and valleys, encountering obstacles and rapids along the way. It doesn't resist the rocks, the fallen trees, the changing terrain. It flows around them, adapting to the landscape, finding the path of least resistance. We too are rivers, our lives a journey towards the vast ocean of possibilities. But we often encounter obstacles, setbacks, and challenges that seem to block our path. We resist, we struggle, we try to force our way through, forgetting that the universe has a way of redirecting us, of guiding us towards a more fulfilling path. Surrender is about flowing with the river of life, adapting to the changing currents, trusting that even the detours and rapids are leading us towards our ultimate destination. It's about recognizing that the obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones, opportunities to learn, to grow, to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the universe. Imagine a garden flourishing with vibrant flowers, lush foliage, and the sweet scent of blossoms. The gardener doesn't micromanage every detail, forcing the plants to grow according to their rigid plan. They nurture the soil, provide water and sunlight, and then trust the natural process of growth. They know that each plant has its own rhythm, its own timing, its own unique beauty to unfold. We too are gardeners, cultivating the garden of our lives. We plant the seeds of our desires, nurture them with positive thoughts and actions, and then surrender to the universe's timing. We trust that each dream has its own season to blossom, its own unique path to fulfillment. Surrender is about releasing the need to control the garden, to force the flowers to bloom before their time. It's about trusting the natural rhythm of life, the ebb and flow of creation, the delicate dance between intention and allowance. Imagine a symphony orchestra playing a magnificent piece of music. Each musician plays their part, following the conductor's guidance, harmonizing with the other instruments. They don't try to dominate the melody, to force their own interpretation. They surrender to the collective creation, trusting the conductor's vision, allowing the music to flow through them. We too are musicians in the grand symphony of the universe. We each have our unique instrument to play, our individual contribution to make. But we often try to dominate the melody, to force our own agenda, forgetting that true harmony lies in surrendering to the conductor's guidance, in trusting the universal flow. Surrender is about playing our part in the symphony of life, harmonizing with the other instruments, trusting the conductor's vision. It's about releasing the need to control the music, to force our own interpretation. It's about allowing the melody to flow through us, to express itself through our unique talents and gifts. Surrender is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between intention and allowance, between effort and release. It's about taking inspired action, guided by your inner wisdom, while trusting that the universe will orchestrate the details, will open the doors, will guide you towards your highest good. Lesson 3. Finding resistance. The path to manifestation is rarely a straight line. It's a winding road with twists, turns and unexpected detours. And along this path, we often encounter a formidable foe: resistance. It's the shadow self that whispers doubts, fuels procrastination, and sabotages our efforts to create the life we desire. Resistance is a master of disguise. It can appear as a sudden urge to clean the house when you're about to sit down to work on your passion project. It can manifest as a wave of anxiety that washes over you as you're about to step outside your comfort zone. It can even disguise itself as rational thought, offering seemingly logical reasons why you shouldn't pursue your dreams. But here's the secret: resistance is not the enemy. It's a guidepost, a signal pointing towards the areas where you need to heal and grow. It's an invitation to delve deeper into your subconscious, to uncover the limiting beliefs and hidden fears that are holding you back. Imagine a magnificent oak tree, its roots firmly planted in the ground. As it grows, it encounters rocks, stones, and other obstacles in its path. But instead of giving up, the roots adapt. They grow around the obstacles. They draw strength from the very challenges they face. We, too, encounter obstacles on our path to manifestation. But instead of adapting, we often resist. We allow fear to paralyze us, doubt to cloud our vision, and procrastination to derail our efforts. Resistance is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough, you'll never make it. What if you fail?" But fear is an illusion, a phantom that disappears when exposed to the light of awareness. When you shine a light on your fears, when you acknowledge their presence without judgment, you diminish their power. Resistance can also stem from limiting beliefs. These are the deeply ingrained narratives we tell ourselves about who we are, what we're capable of, and what we deserve. They're the voices that say, "I'm not worthy of love, I'm not smart enough, I'll never be successful." But limiting beliefs are just that, beliefs. They're not facts, they're not truths. They're simply stories we've been telling ourselves for so long that we've come to believe them. The good news is that you have the power to rewrite those stories. You can choose to replace limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations, to cultivate a mindset of abundance and possibility. Resistance can also manifest as self-sabotage. This is the insidious tendency to undermine our own efforts, to create obstacles for ourselves, to unconsciously prevent ourselves from achieving our goals. Self-sabotage can take many forms. It might be procrastination, perfectionism, or even engaging in behaviors that are detrimental to our well-being. But self-sabotage is not a sign of weakness. It's often a misguided attempt to protect ourselves from pain, from disappointment, from the vulnerability that comes with pursuing our dreams. The key to overcoming self-sabotage is to cultivate self-awareness, to pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and to identify the patterns that are keeping you stuck. Once you become aware of your self-sabotaging tendencies, you can start to challenge them, to replace them with healthier coping mechanisms, and to create a supportive environment for your growth. Resistance is not something to be feared or avoided. It's an opportunity for growth, a chance to delve deeper into your subconscious, to uncover the hidden blocks that are preventing you from living your full potential. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, revealing the masterpiece hidden within. The sculptor doesn't resist the imperfections in the stone, the cracks and flaws that make it unique. They work with the material, they embrace its imperfections, they transform them into part of the art. We, too, are sculptors, shaping the masterpiece of our lives. But we often resist our imperfections, our flaws, our perceived shortcomings. We try to hide them, to deny them, to pretend they don't exist. But it's in those imperfections, in those cracks and flaws, that our true beauty lies. It's in the challenges we face, the obstacles we overcome, that we discover our strength, our resilience, our capacity for growth. Surrender is not about passively accepting resistance. It's about acknowledging its presence, understanding its message, and then choosing to move forward anyway. It's about embracing the challenges, the uncertainties, the unknown, and trusting that even in the midst of resistance, You are being guided towards your highest good. So the next time you encounter resistance on your path to manifestation, don't despair. Don't give up. Don't allow fear to paralyze you. Instead, embrace the resistance. Listen to its whispers. Uncover its roots. And then, with courage and determination, choose to move forward, to continue creating the life of your dreams. Remember, resistance is not the enemy. It's a guidepost, a teacher, a catalyst for growth. It's an invitation to delve deeper into your own being, to uncover your hidden strengths, and to emerge from the crucible of challenge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. Lesson 4. Trust in the universe's plan. Imagine standing on the shore of a vast, shimmering ocean, the waves crashing rhythmically against the sand. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, a canvas of infinite possibility. Do you feel a sense of awe, a humbling recognition of your place within this grand tapestry of existence? This, my friend, is the seed of trust in the universe's plan. We crave certainty, a clear roadmap to the future, a guarantee that our dreams will manifest exactly as we envision them. But life, like the ocean, is a force of constant motion, of unpredictable tides and unexpected storms. It's in the surrender to this uncertainty, to the unknown depths of the universe's wisdom, that true trust is born. Trust is not blind faith, a naive belief in a benevolent force that will magically grant our every wish. It's a deep knowing, a profound understanding that you are part of something larger than yourself, a cosmic dance where every step, every twist, every turn has a purpose. Think of a migrating bird, soaring thousands of miles across continents, guided by an invisible force, an innate sense of direction. It doesn't question the path. It doesn't doubt its ability to reach its destination. It simply trusts the ancient wisdom encoded within its very being. We too are on a migratory journey, our souls navigating the landscapes of life, guided by an inner compass, a whisper of intuition. But we often ignore that inner voice, drowning it out with the noise of our fears, our doubts, our relentless need to control. Trust is about tuning in to that inner guidance, that subtle whisper that speaks of a greater plan, a divine orchestration that far surpasses our limited understanding. It's about remembering that we are not alone on this journey, that there's a universal intelligence guiding us, supporting us, leading us towards our highest good. Imagine a spider meticulously weaving its intricate web, strand by delicate strand. It doesn't question the design, it doesn't doubt the strength of its creation. It simply trusts its instincts, its innate knowledge, the wisdom passed down through generations. We too are weavers, creating the tapestry of our lives thread by interwoven thread. But we often get caught up in the knots, the tangles, the perceived imperfections. We forget that the universe is a master weaver, intricately connecting every experience, every encounter, every challenge into a beautiful, meaningful design. Trust is about surrendering to the weaver's hands, releasing the need to control every thread, every pattern. It's about believing that even the seemingly chaotic moments, the unexpected twists and turns, are all part of a larger, more intricate design. Think of a river carving its path through mountains and valleys, encountering rapids and waterfalls along the way. It doesn't resist the obstacles, it doesn't try to force its way through. It flows around them, adapting to the landscape, finding the path of least resistance. We too are rivers, our lives a journey of constant flow, of navigating the ever-changing terrain of experiences. But we often encounter challenges, setbacks, and disappointments that seem to block our path. We resist, we struggle, we try to force our way through, forgetting that the universe has a way of redirecting us, of guiding us towards a more fulfilling path. Trust is about flowing with the river of life, surrendering to the currents, trusting that even the detours and rapids are leading us towards our ultimate destination. It's about recognizing that the obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones, opportunities to learn, to grow, to deepen our connection to the universe. Imagine a caterpillar undergoing its metamorphosis, transforming from a crawling creature to a magnificent butterfly. It doesn't resist the process. It doesn't question the transformation. It surrenders to the unseen forces, trusting that it will emerge from the cocoon more beautiful and free than ever before. We too are undergoing a metamorphosis, a constant process of transformation and growth. But we often resist the changes, the challenges, the shedding of old patterns and beliefs. We fear the unknown, the uncertainty of the future, forgetting that transformation is an essential part of our evolution. Trust is about embracing the metamorphosis, surrendering to the process of change, trusting that we are being guided towards a more authentic, more fulfilling version of ourselves. It's about recognizing that the challenges are not setbacks, but opportunities to shed our old skins and emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with our true purpose. Building trust in the universe's plan is not a passive endeavor. It's an active practice, a conscious choice to cultivate faith, to surrender control, to embrace the unknown. It's about recognizing that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator of your reality, working in partnership with a force far greater than yourself. So open your heart to the universe's wisdom, surrender to its guidance, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Embrace the challenges, the uncertainties, the unknown, knowing that they are all part of a grand design, a cosmic dance leading you towards your highest good. Lesson 5. Understanding allowing. Imagine a vast, star-studded night sky, stretching endlessly above you. Do you feel a sense of wonder, a humbling awareness of the infinite possibilities that exist beyond your grasp? This, my friend, is the essence of allowing. It's about opening yourself to the boundless abundance of the universe, releasing the need to control, and trusting that your desires will manifest in perfect alignment with the cosmic flow. We often approach life with a clenched fist, grasping for what we want, striving to orchestrate every detail, believing that our willpower alone is the key to manifesting our dreams. But what if I told you that true power lies in opening your hand, in releasing your grip, in allowing the universe to be your co-creator? Allowing is not about passively waiting for things to happen. It's not about relinquishing your desires or giving up on your dreams. It's about a profound shift in perspective, a recognition that you are not a lone warrior battling against the universe, but a dancer gracefully moving with its rhythm. Think of a majestic river, its waters flowing effortlessly towards the sea. It doesn't resist the curves and bends, the rocks and obstacles that lie in its path. It adapts, it flows around them, it finds the path of least resistance. We too are rivers. Our lives a journey of constant flow, of navigating the ever-changing terrain of experiences. But we often encounter challenges, setbacks, and disappointments that seem to block our path. We resist, we struggle, we try to force our way through, forgetting that the universe has a way of redirecting us, of guiding us towards a more fulfilling path. Allowing is about surrendering to the flow of the river, trusting that even the detours and rapids are leading us towards our ultimate destination. It's about recognizing that the obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones, opportunities to learn, to grow, to deepen our connection to the universe. Imagine a magnificent garden bursting with vibrant colors, fragrant blossoms, and lush foliage. The gardener doesn't micromanage every detail, forcing the plants to grow according to their rigid plan. They nurture the soil, provide water and sunlight, and then trust the natural process of growth. They know that each plant has its own rhythm, its own timing, its own unique beauty to unfold. We too are gardeners, cultivating the garden of our lives. We plant the seeds of our desires, nurture them with positive thoughts and actions, and then allow the universe to do its work. We trust that each dream has its own season to blossom, its own unique path to fulfillment. Allowing is about releasing the need to control the garden, to force the flowers to bloom before their time. It's about trusting the natural rhythm of life, the ebb and flow of creation, the delicate dance between intention and surrender. Think of a skilled sailor navigating the vast ocean, their sails billowing in the wind, their vessel gliding effortlessly across the waves. They don't fight against the wind, they harness its power. They adjust their sails, they read the currents, They work in harmony with the forces of nature. We, too, are sailors, navigating the unpredictable waters of life. But we often resist the winds of change, the currents of circumstance, believing that we must control every aspect of our journey. Allowing is about surrendering to the winds, trusting that they will carry us towards our destination. It's about adjusting our sails, adapting to the changing conditions, and working in harmony with the forces of the universe. Imagine a bird soaring effortlessly through the sky, its wings outstretched, its body perfectly aligned with the currents of the air. It doesn't flap frantically, it doesn't struggle against gravity. It simply allows the wind to lift it, to carry it, to guide its flight. We too can soar through life with effortless grace, our spirits lifted by the winds of the universe. But we often weigh ourselves down with doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. We struggle against the natural flow, forgetting that we are meant to fly. Allowing is about releasing the weight that holds us back, trusting that the universe will support us, will lift us, will guide us towards our highest potential. It's about embracing the freedom of flight, the joy of surrendering to the winds of change. Think of a child playing in a sandbox, their imagination running wild, their creativity unbounded by limitations. They don't question the possibilities, they don't doubt their ability to create. They simply allow their imagination to flow, their creativity to manifest in endless forms. We too have the power to create, to manifest our dreams, to shape our reality. But we often limit ourselves with doubts, fears, and rigid expectations. We forget the boundless creativity that lies within us, the infinite potential that awaits to be unleashed. Allowing is about reconnecting with that childlike wonder, that boundless creativity. It's about releasing the limitations we've imposed upon ourselves, trusting that the universe will support our creations, will guide our manifestations, will help us bring our dreams to life. Allowing is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between intention and surrender, between effort and release. It's about taking inspired action, guided by your inner wisdom, while trusting that the universe will orchestrate the details, will open the doors, will guide you towards your highest good. So open your heart to the abundance of the universe, surrender to its infinite wisdom, and allow your desires to manifest with effortless grace. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, that every experience is leading you towards your highest potential. And as you cultivate the art of allowing, watch and wonder as the universe unfolds its magic, orchestrating synchronicities, opening doors to unexpected opportunities, and guiding you towards a life of joy, fulfillment, and effortless manifestation. Lesson 6. Going with the flow. Imagine a leaf drifting along a gentle stream, carried by the current, dancing with the ripples, surrendering to the water's embrace. It doesn't fight against the flow, it doesn't cling to the banks, it simply allows itself to be guided by the river's wisdom. This is the essence of going with the flow. We often approach life like a salmon swimming upstream, battling against the current, struggling to reach our destination. We expend tremendous energy fighting against the natural rhythm of the universe, believing that our willpower alone can overcome any obstacle. But what if I told you that true power lies in aligning with the flow, in harnessing the currents of life instead of resisting them? Going with the flow is not about being passive or complacent. It's not about relinquishing your dreams or giving up on your goals. It's about a profound shift in perspective, a recognition that you are not a lone warrior battling against the universe, but a surfer gracefully riding the waves of existence. Think of a skilled surfer, effortlessly gliding across the face of a wave, their body in perfect harmony with the ocean's power. They don't fight against the wave. They don't try to control its direction. They surrender to its momentum. They adjust their movements. They become one with the flow. We too can ride the waves of life with grace and ease, our spirits soaring on the currents of the universe. But we often resist the changes, the challenges, the unexpected twists and turns that come our way. We cling to our rigid plans, our fixed expectations, forgetting that life is a dance, not a rigid march towards a predetermined destination. Going with the flow is about embracing the dance, surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, trusting that even the unexpected steps are leading us towards a more beautiful, more fulfilling experience. It's about recognizing that the obstacles are not roadblocks, but opportunities to learn, to grow, to deepen our connection to the cosmic flow. Imagine a bird soaring effortlessly through the sky, its wings outstretched, its body perfectly aligned with the currents of the air. It doesn't flap frantically, it doesn't struggle against gravity. It simply allows the wind to lift it, to carry it, to guide its flight. We too can soar through life with effortless grace, our spirits lifted by the winds of the universe. But we often weigh ourselves down with doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. We struggle against the natural flow, forgetting that we are meant to fly. Going with the flow is about releasing the weight that holds us back, trusting that the universe will support us, will lift us, will guide us towards our highest potential. It's about embracing the freedom of flight, the joy of surrendering to the winds of change. Think of a majestic tree, its roots firmly planted in the ground, its branches reaching towards the sky. It doesn't resist the wind, the rain, the changing seasons. It bends and sways, adapting to the forces of nature, drawing strength from the very elements that seem to challenge it. We, too, are rooted in the earth, our spirits reaching for the heavens. But we often resist the challenges, the setbacks, the unexpected twists and turns that life throws our way. We forget that these experiences are not obstacles to be overcome, but opportunities for growth, for transformation, for deepening our connection to the universe. Going with the flow is about embracing the challenges, the uncertainties, the unknown. It's about trusting that even when the path ahead is unclear, you are being guided towards your highest good. It's about finding strength in vulnerability, power in letting go. Imagine a skilled musician improvising a melody, their fingers dancing across the keys, their soul pouring out through the music. They don't cling to a rigid score. They don't force the notes to conform to their expectations. They surrender to the creative flow, allowing the music to guide them, to express itself through their unique talents and gifts. We, too, are musicians, composing the symphony of our lives. But we often try to control every note, every chord, every rhythm, forgetting that true beauty lies in the improvisation, in the unexpected harmonies, in the serendipitous melodies that emerge when we surrender to the creative flow. Going with the flow is about embracing the improvisation, trusting our intuition, allowing the music of life to guide us. It's about recognizing that the universe is a master composer, orchestrating a symphony of synchronicities, leading us towards a harmonious and fulfilling existence. Think of a skilled dancer, their body moving gracefully across the dance floor, their movements fluid and effortless, their spirit expressing itself through the rhythm and motion. They don't resist the music, they don't try to control the steps. They surrender to the beat, they allow the music to move them, they become one with the dance. We too are dancers, our lives a dance with the universe. But we often resist the rhythm, we try to control the steps. We forget that true joy lies in the surrender, in the freedom of expression, in the harmonious connection with our dance partner. Going with the flow is about embracing the dance, surrendering to the rhythm of the universe, trusting that even the missteps and stumbles are leading us towards a more beautiful, more fulfilling experience. It's about recognizing that the dance is not a performance, but a celebration of life, a joyous expression of our connection to the cosmic flow. Going with the flow is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between intention and surrender, between effort and release. It's about taking inspired action, guided by your inner wisdom, while trusting that the universe will orchestrate the details, will open the doors, will guide you towards your highest good. So embrace the flow of life, surrender to the currents of the universe, and allow yourself to be carried towards your destiny. Trust that even when the waters are choppy, you are being guided towards something extraordinary. Lesson 7. Surrendering expectations. Imagine a child gazing at the clouds, their imagination painting fantastical creatures and wondrous landscapes across the canvas of the sky. They don't demand that the clouds conform to their vision. They don't get frustrated when the shapes shift and transform. They simply delight in the ever-changing spectacle, their minds open to the infinite possibilities. This is the essence of surrendering expectations. We as adults often lose that childlike wonder, that openness to the unexpected. We create rigid expectations, detailed blueprints of how we believe life should unfold. We cling to these expectations like a lifeline, believing that if we can just control the outcome, we can guarantee our happiness. But life, like the clouds, is a master of transformation, constantly shifting and evolving, defying our attempts to contain it within our limited perspectives. The more we cling to our expectations, the more we resist the natural flow of life, the further we drift from the effortless grace of surrender. Surrendering expectations is not about giving up on your dreams. It's not about passively accepting whatever life throws your way. It's about releasing the rigid grip of should and embracing the boundless possibilities that emerge when you open yourself to the unknown. Think of a seasoned traveler embarking on an adventure to a foreign land. They may have a rough itinerary, a list of must-see sights, but they also know that the true magic of travel lies in the unexpected encounters, the serendipitous discoveries, the moments that unfold beyond the confines of their plans. We, too, are travelers, navigating the uncharted territories of life. But we often cling to our itineraries, our rigid expectations, afraid to deviate from the path we've laid out for ourselves. We forget that the most rewarding journeys are often those that take us off the beaten path, that lead us to unexpected destinations. Surrendering expectations is about embracing the detours, the unexpected twists and turns that make life so rich and meaningful. It's about trusting that the universe has a plan, a grand design that far surpasses our limited vision. Imagine a gardener tending to their beloved plants, nurturing them with care, providing them with the optimal conditions for growth. But they also know that they cannot control the weather, the pests, the unpredictable forces of nature. They surrender to the elements, trusting that the plants will flourish in their own time, in their own way. We, too, are gardeners, cultivating the garden of our lives. We plant the seeds of our desires, nurture them with positive thoughts and actions, and then surrender to the universe's timing. We trust that each dream has its own season to blossom, its own unique path to fulfillment. Surrendering expectations is about releasing the need to control the garden, to force the flowers to bloom before their time. It's about trusting the natural rhythm of life, the ebb and flow of creation, the delicate dance between intention and allowance. Think of a skilled sailor navigating the vast ocean, their sails billowing in the wind, their vessel gliding effortlessly across the waves. They don't fight against the wind, they harness its power. They adjust their sails, they rid the currents, they work in harmony with the forces of nature. We, too, are sailors, navigating the unpredictable waters of life. But we often resist the winds of change, the currents of circumstance, believing that we must control every aspect of our journey. Surrendering expectations is about adjusting our sails, adapting to the changing conditions, and trusting that the winds will carry us towards our destination. It's about recognizing that the journey is just as important as the destination, that the unexpected detours and storms can lead us to hidden treasures and uncharted territories. Imagine a bird building its nest, twig by carefully chosen twig, feather by soft feather. It doesn't have a rigid blueprint, a predetermined design. It adapts to the available materials, the shape of the branches, the changing conditions of its environment. We, too, are builders, constructing the nests of our lives, dream by carefully nurtured dream, experience by enriching experience. But we often cling to rigid blueprints, predetermined designs, forgetting that life is a dynamic process, a constant evolution. Surrendering expectations is about adapting to the changing conditions, embracing the unexpected materials, and trusting that the nest we build will provide shelter and comfort, even if it doesn't look exactly as we envisioned it. Surrendering expectations is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between intention and allowance, between effort and release. It's about taking inspired action, guided by your inner wisdom, while trusting that the universe will orchestrate the details, will open the doors, will guide you towards your highest good. So release the grip of expectations, embrace the unknown, and allow the universe to surprise you with its infinite possibilities. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, that every experience is leading you towards your highest potential. Lesson 8. Finding stillness in the storm. Imagine a serene lake nestled amidst towering mountains, its surface a mirror reflecting the azure sky. Not a ripple disturbs its tranquility. Not a breath of wind stirs its depths. This is the stillness we seek within ourselves, a sanctuary of peace amidst the turbulent currents of life. We live in a world of constant motion, a whirlwind of activity, a cacophony of demands vying for our attention. Our minds race with thoughts, our bodies buzz with nervous energy, our spirits yearn for a moment of respite. It's in the embrace of stillness, in the surrender to the present moment, that we find true peace, a sanctuary where we can reconnect with our inner wisdom and tap into the boundless power of the universe. Surrender meditation is not about emptying your mind, forcing your thoughts to disappear, or achieving a state of blissful nothingness. It's about creating a space within yourself where you can observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing them to come and go like clouds drifting across the sky. Think of a bustling city street, cars honking, people rushing, a symphony of urban chaos. Amidst this frenzy, there's a quiet park, a haven of tranquility where you can escape the noise, breathe deeply, and reconnect with the natural rhythm of your being. Our minds are often like that city street, a constant stream of thoughts, worries, and to-do lists vying for our attention. Surrender meditation is like that peaceful park, a sanctuary where we can step away from the mental chatter, observe our thoughts without getting swept away by them, and find a sense of calm amidst the storm. Imagine a majestic mountain, its peak piercing the clouds, its slopes adorned with ancient forests and cascading waterfalls. It stands unyielding, a symbol of strength and stability, amidst the ever-changing weather patterns, the storms and sunshine that dance across its surface. Our breath is like that mountain, a constant anchor in the midst of life's turbulence. When we focus on our breath, on the gentle rise and fall of our chest, we ground ourselves in the present moment. We connect with the steady rhythm of our being. We find a sense of stability amidst the chaos. Surrender meditation is about cultivating that inner mountain, that unwavering presence within ourselves. It's about finding a still point amidst the swirling currents of life, a sanctuary where we can reconnect with our inner strength, our inner wisdom, our connection to the universe. Think of a vast, star-studded night sky, stretching endlessly above you. The stars twinkle serenely, their light traveling across unimaginable distances, a reminder of the infinite expanse of the universe and our place within its grand design. Our spirit is like that night sky, a boundless expanse of consciousness, connected to the infinite wisdom of the cosmos. When we quiet our minds, when we surrender to the stillness, we open ourselves to that cosmic connection. We tap into the boundless source of creativity, intuition, and guidance. Surrender meditation is about cultivating that connection, that inner starlight. It's about finding a space within ourselves where we can access the wisdom of the universe, where we can receive guidance and inspiration, where we can align ourselves with the cosmic flow. Imagine a delicate flower, its petals unfurling in the gentle warmth of the sun, its fragrance filling the air with sweetness and beauty. It doesn't strive to be noticed, it doesn't force its way into the world. It simply blooms, expressing its inherent beauty, its natural essence. Our true self is like that flower, a unique and beautiful expression of the universe, inherently worthy of love and acceptance. When we quiet the noise of our ego, when we surrender to the stillness, we allow our true self to blossom, to express its unique gifts, to radiate its inherent beauty. Surrender meditation is about cultivating that inner flower, that authentic expression of our being. It's about finding a space within ourselves where we can connect with our true essence, where we can embrace our inherent worthiness, where we can allow our unique gifts to shine. Think of a graceful dancer, their body moving effortlessly across the dance floor, their movements fluid and expressive, their spirit flowing through every gesture. They don't force the steps. They don't struggle against the rhythm. They surrender to the music, allowing it to guide their movements, to express itself through their body. Our life is like that dance, a dynamic interplay between intention and surrender, between effort and release. When we surrender to the rhythm of the universe, when we allow the music of life to guide us, we move with grace and ease. We express our unique creativity. We find joy in the dance. Surrender meditation is about cultivating that inner dancer, that harmonious expression of our being. It's about finding a space within ourselves where we can connect with the rhythm of the universe, where we can express our authentic selves, where we can find joy in the dance of life. Surrender meditation is not a one-time event. It's a continuous practice, a daily ritual that nourishes our soul, strengthens our connection to the universe, and opens us to the boundless possibilities that await. It's about creating a sanctuary of peace within ourselves, a still point amidst the storm, where we can access our inner wisdom, cultivate our inner strength, and allow our true selves to blossom. Lesson 9. Changing the way we think about control. Imagine a tightrope walker gracefully balancing high above the ground, a picture of poise and control. But look closer, and you'll see that their control is not rigid, not forceful. It's a delicate dance with gravity, a subtle interplay between tension and release, a constant adjustment to the sway of the rope. This, my friend, is the essence of redefining control. We've been conditioned to believe that control is about domination, about bending the world to our will, about forcing outcomes to conform to our expectations. But what if I told you that true control lies in surrender, in releasing the need to micromanage every detail, in trusting the wisdom of the universe? Think of a wild stallion, its mane flowing in the wind, its muscles rippling with power. It may seem the epitome of untamed freedom, but a skilled rider knows how to work with its spirit, to guide its energy, to create a partnership of trust and mutual respect. We, too, are powerful beings, capable of shaping our reality, of manifesting our dreams. But we often approach life like a novice rider, pulling on the reins, trying to force the horse to go where we want it to go, when we want it to go there. We resist the natural flow, we fight against the currents of life, forgetting that true power lies in collaboration, not domination. Redefining control is about shifting from a mindset of force to one of flow, from manipulation to harmony. It's about recognizing that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of its grand design. It's about understanding that true power lies in working with the universe, not against it. Imagine a gardener tending to their beloved plants, nurturing them with care, providing them with the optimal conditions for growth. But they also know that they cannot control the weather, the pests, the unpredictable forces of nature. They surrender to the elements, trusting that the plants will flourish in their own time, in their own way. We, too, are gardeners, cultivating the garden of our lives. We plant the seeds of our desires, nurture them with positive thoughts and actions, and then surrender to the universe's timing. We trust that each dream has its own season to blossom, its own unique path to fulfillment. Redefining control is about releasing the need to micromanage the garden, to force the flowers to bloom before their time. It's about trusting the natural rhythm of life, the ebb and flow of creation, the delicate dance between intention and allowance. Think of a skilled archer aiming for the bullseye. They draw back the bowstring, focus their intention, and release the arrow. But the moment that arrow leaves their hand, they surrender control. They trust the trajectory, the wind, the unseen forces that guide its flight. We, too, are archers, aiming for the targets of our dreams. But we often cling to the arrow, trying to control its flight, afraid to let go, afraid to let go, afraid to trust the unseen forces that can guide it to its destination. Redefining control is about releasing the arrow, surrendering to the forces that are beyond our grasp, trusting that the universe will guide it to its mark. It's about recognizing that our role is to set the intention, to focus our energy, and then to surrender to the wisdom of the cosmos. Imagine a conductor leading a symphony orchestra, each musician playing their part, harmonizing with the others, creating a magnificent tapestry of sound. The conductor doesn't force the music, they don't micromanage every note. They guide the flow, they shape the dynamics, they trust the musicians to express their individual talents within the framework of the composition. We too are conductors, orchestrating the symphony of our lives. But we often try to control every instrument, every note, every nuance, forgetting that true harmony lies in collaboration, in allowing each part to contribute its unique voice to the overall composition. Redefining control is about surrendering to the flow of the music, trusting the musicians of our lives to play their parts, allowing the symphony to unfold with its own unique beauty and power. Think of a river carving its path through mountains and valleys, encountering rapids and waterfalls along the way. It doesn't resist the obstacles, it doesn't try to force its way through. It flows around them, adapting to the landscape, finding the path of least resistance. We, too, are rivers, our lives a journey of constant flow, of navigating the ever-changing terrain of experiences. But we often encounter challenges, setbacks, and disappointments that seem to block our path. We resist, we struggle, we try to force our way through, forgetting that the universe has a way of redirecting us, of guiding us towards a more fulfilling path. Redefining control is about flowing with the river of life, surrendering to the currents, trusting that even the detours and rapids are leading us towards our ultimate destination. It's about recognizing that the obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones, opportunities to learn, to grow, to deepen our connection to the universe. Redefining control is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between intention and surrender, between effort and release. It's about taking inspired action, guided by your inner wisdom, while trusting that the universe will orchestrate the details, will open the doors, will guide you towards your highest good. Lesson 10. Accepting the unknown. Imagine a ship setting sail on a vast, uncharted ocean. The captain doesn't know exactly what lies ahead, what storms they might encounter, what hidden islands they might discover. Yet they embrace the journey, trusting their skills, their crew, and the guiding stars above. This is the essence of accepting the unknown. We crave certainty, a clear roadmap to the future, a guarantee that our dreams will manifest exactly as we envision them. But life, like the ocean, is a force of constant motion, of unpredictable tides and unexpected storms. It's in the surrender to this uncertainty, to the unknown depths of life's mysteries, that true freedom lies. Accepting the unknown is not about blindly leaping into the void without a care in the world. It's not about relinquishing your desires or giving up on your dreams. It's about a profound shift in perspective, a recognition that life is a dance with the unpredictable, a symphony of unexpected melodies and serendipitous harmonies. Think of a seasoned explorer venturing into a dense, uncharted jungle. They don't know what creatures they might encounter, what challenges they might face, what hidden treasures they might uncover. Yet they embrace the adventure, trusting their instincts, their resourcefulness, and the guidance of the jungle itself. We too are explorers, navigating the uncharted territories of life. But we often cling to our maps, our rigid expectations, afraid to deviate from the path we've laid out for ourselves. We forget that the most rewarding discoveries are often those that lie beyond the confines of our comfort zones, those that emerge when we embrace the unknown with open hearts and curious minds. Accepting the unknown is about venturing beyond the familiar, stepping off the beaten path, and allowing life to surprise you with its infinite possibilities. It's about trusting that the universe has a plan, a grand design that far surpasses our limited vision. Imagine a seed planted in the fertile earth. It doesn't know what kind of plant it will become, what challenges it might face, what beauty it might express. Yet it surrenders to the darkness, trusting the wisdom of nature, the nurturing embrace of the earth, the life-giving energy of the sun. We, too, are seeds of potential planted in the fertile ground of the universe, but we often resist the unknown, clinging to our limited self-concepts, afraid to embrace the transformative journey of growth and evolution. Accepting the unknown is about surrendering to the process of becoming, trusting that the universe is guiding us towards our highest potential, even when the path ahead is unclear. It's about recognizing that the challenges are not setbacks, but opportunities for growth, for transformation, for deepening our connection to the cosmic flow. Think of a skilled artist facing a blank canvas. They don't know exactly what masterpiece will emerge, what colors will dance across the surface, what emotions will be expressed through their brushstrokes. Yet they embrace the creative process, trusting their intuition, their inspiration, the guidance of their inner muse. We too are artists, painting the canvas of our lives, but we often cling to our preconceived notions, our rigid expectations, afraid to deviate from the plan, to embrace the unexpected strokes of inspiration that can lead to true masterpieces. Accepting the unknown is about surrendering to the creative flow, trusting our intuition, allowing the universe to co-create with us, to guide our brushstrokes, to inspire our expressions. It's about recognizing that the most beautiful creations often emerge when we release our attachment to specific outcomes and embrace the unpredictable dance of creativity. Imagine a tightrope walker gracefully balancing high above the ground, a picture of poise and control. But look closer, and you'll see that their control is not rigid, not forceful. It's a delicate dance with gravity, a subtle interplay between tension and release, a constant adjustment to the sway of the rope. We, too, are walking a tightrope, balancing between the known and the unknown, the familiar and the unfamiliar, the comfort of certainty and the thrill of adventure. But we often cling to the rope, afraid to let go, afraid to trust the unseen forces that can support us, guide us, and lead us to new heights. Accepting the unknown is about finding that balance, that delicate dance between control and surrender. It's about trusting our instincts, our intuition, the wisdom of the universe, even when the path ahead is unclear. It's about recognizing that the most exhilarating moments, the most profound growth, often occur when we step off the ledge of certainty and embrace the thrill of the unknown. Lesson 11: The Paradox of Surrender. Imagine a river flowing towards the ocean, its waters carving a path through mountains and valleys, encountering rapids and waterfalls along the way. It doesn't resist the obstacles, it doesn't try to force its way through. It flows around them, adapting to the landscape, finding the path of least resistance. This, my friend, is the paradox of surrender, the understanding that true power often lies in letting go. We're conditioned to believe that strength lies in control, in gripping the reins of life tightly, in forcing outcomes to conform to our expectations. But what if I told you that the most powerful force in the universe is not domination, but surrender? What if by releasing the need to control, to manipulate, to orchestrate every detail, we unlock a power far greater than our own? The paradox of surrender is that when we let go, we gain more. When we release our attachment to specific outcomes, we open ourselves to a world of infinite possibilities. When we surrender to the wisdom of the universe, we tap into a source of guidance and support that far surpasses our limited understanding. Think of a wild horse, its mane flowing in the wind, its muscles rippling with power. It may seem the epitome of untamed freedom, but a skilled rider knows how to work with its spirit, to guide its energy, to create a partnership of trust and mutual respect. We, too, are powerful beings, capable of shaping our reality, of manifesting our dreams. But we often approach life like a novice rider, pulling on the reins, trying to force the horse to go where we want it to go, when we want it to go there. We resist the natural flow, we fight against the currents of life, forgetting that true power lies in collaboration, not domination. The paradox of surrender is that when we release the reins, When we trust the horse's instincts, when we allow ourselves to be guided by its wisdom, we unlock a power far greater than our own. We tap into the horse's strength, its agility, its innate connection to the earth. Imagine a seed planted in the fertile earth. It doesn't aggressively push its way through the soil, forcing its way to the surface. It surrenders to the darkness, to the nurturing embrace of the earth, trusting the natural process of growth. It knows that in time, with the gentle coaxing of sunlight and rain, it will blossom into a magnificent creation. We too are seeds of potential, planted in the fertile ground of the universe. But we often stifle our growth with our frantic attempts to control, our relentless pursuit of specific outcomes. We forget that the universe has a plan, a grand design that far surpasses our limited vision. The paradox of surrender is that when we release our attachment to specific outcomes, when we trust the universe's timing, when we allow ourselves to be guided by its wisdom, we unlock our full potential. We blossom into the magnificent creations we were always meant to be. Think of a skilled sailor navigating the vast ocean, their sails billowing in the wind, their vessel gliding effortlessly across the waves. They don't fight against the wind. They harness its power. They adjust their sails, they read the currents, they work in harmony with the forces of nature. We too are sailors, navigating the unpredictable waters of life. But we often resist the winds of change, the currents of circumstance, believing that we must control every aspect of our journey. The paradox of surrender is that when we surrender to the winds, when we trust the currents, when we allow ourselves to be guided by the forces of the universe, we reach our destination with greater ease and grace. We tap into the power of the wind, the wisdom of the ocean, the innate guidance of the stars. Imagine a tightrope walker gracefully balancing high above the ground, a picture of poise and control. But look closer, and you'll see that their control is not rigid, not forceful. It's a delicate dance with gravity, a subtle interplay between tension and release, a constant adjustment to the sway of the rope. We too are walking a tightrope, balancing between the known and the unknown, the familiar and the unfamiliar, the comfort of certainty and the thrill of adventure. But we often cling to the rope, afraid to let go, afraid to trust the unseen forces that can support us, guide us, and lead us to new heights. The paradox of surrender is that when we release our grip, when we trust the rope, when we allow ourselves to be guided by the subtle forces of balance, we find our footing, we discover our grace, we reach new heights of accomplishment. Lesson 12. Giving in to relationships. Imagine two vines intertwining, their tendrils reaching out, gently embracing each other, their growth a testament to the power of mutual support and shared nourishment. This is the essence of surrender in relationships, a dance of letting go, of allowing each individual to blossom while creating a stronger, more beautiful whole. We often approach relationships with a clenched fist, grasping for control, seeking to mold our partners, friends, and family members into the image of our ideal. We build walls of expectations, we impose conditions on our love, we try to orchestrate every interaction, forgetting that true connection flourishes in the fertile ground of freedom and acceptance. Surrender in relationships is not about becoming a doormat, sacrificing your needs, or tolerating harmful behavior. It's about releasing the need to control, to manipulate, to force others to conform to our expectations. It's about creating a space where each individual can express their authentic selves, where vulnerabilities can be shared without fear of judgment, and where love can flow freely, unburdened by conditions and expectations. Think of a wildflower meadow, a tapestry of vibrant colors and delicate blooms, each flower unique in its shape, its fragrance, its expression of beauty. The flowers don't compete for attention, they don't try to outshine each other. They simply exist, side by side, each contributing its unique essence to the overall harmony of the meadow. Our relationships are like that wildflower meadow, a tapestry of diverse individuals, each with their own unique gifts, their own stories, their own paths to walk. Surrender in relationships is about appreciating that diversity, celebrating the uniqueness of each individual and allowing them to blossom in their own way. Imagine a flock of birds soaring through the sky, their movements synchronized, their flight a testament to the power of collective harmony. They don't compete for airspace, they don't try to outmaneuver each other. They fly together, supporting each other, creating a beautiful symphony of movement. Our relationships are like that flock of birds, a dance of interconnectedness, a symphony of shared experiences and mutual support. Surrender in relationships is about finding that harmony, that rhythm of connection, where each individual can express their unique voice while contributing to the collective song. Think of a river merging with the ocean, its fresh water mingling with the salty depths, creating a dynamic ecosystem where life flourishes in abundance. The river doesn't resist the ocean. It doesn't try to maintain its separate identity. It surrenders to the vastness, becoming part of something larger than itself. Our relationships are like that river merging with the ocean, a merging of individual identities into a shared experience, a collective consciousness where love, compassion, and understanding flow freely. Surrender in relationships is about releasing our attachment to separateness, embracing the interconnectedness of our being, and allowing ourselves to be part of something larger than ourselves. Imagine a tree standing tall and proud, its roots reaching deep into the earth, its branches reaching towards the sky. It doesn't try to control the wind, the rain, the changing seasons. It bends and sways, adapting to the forces of nature, drawing strength from the very elements that seem to challenge it. Our relationships are like that tree, rooted in the foundation of love and trust, reaching towards the heights of shared dreams and aspirations. Surrender in relationships is about embracing the challenges, the storms, the unexpected twists and turns that life throws our way. It's about bending and swaying, adapting to the changing dynamics, drawing strength from the very experiences that seem to test our bonds. Think of a skilled dancer, their body moving gracefully across the dance floor, their movements fluid and effortless, their spirit expressing itself through the rhythm and motion. They don't resist the music, they don't try to control the steps. They surrender to the beat, they allow the music to move them, they become one with the dance. Our relationships are like that dance, a dynamic interplay between giving and receiving, leading and following, expressing and listening. Surrender in relationships is about finding that rhythm, that harmonious flow, where each individual can express their unique steps while contributing to the beauty of the dance. Surrender in relationships is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between vulnerability and strength, between independence and interdependence. It's about embracing the paradoxes of human connection, recognizing that true intimacy flourishes in the space between autonomy and unity. So release the grip of control, embrace the dance of surrender, and allow your relationships to blossom into their full potential. Trust that when you let go of the need to orchestrate every detail, you create a space where love can flourish, where connection can deepen, and where each individual can thrive. Lesson 13. Surrender and embracing the now. Imagine a dewdrop clinging to a blade of grass, shimmering in the morning sunlight. It doesn't worry about the past, it doesn't fear the future. It simply exists, a perfect embodiment of the present moment, reflecting the beauty of the world around it. This, my friend, is the essence of surrendering to the now. We live in a world obsessed with time, a relentless pursuit of the future, a constant yearning for what lies ahead. We chase goals, we make plans, we strive for achievements, forgetting that the only moment we truly have is this one, right now. Surrendering to the now is not about giving up on your dreams or abandoning your ambitions. It's about recognizing that the future is built on the foundation of the present, that every moment is an opportunity to create, to manifest, to align with the flow of the universe. Think of a skilled archer aiming for the bullseye. They don't dwell on past misses. They don't worry about future competitions. They focus their attention on the present moment, on the feel of the bow in their hand, the tension of the string, the alignment of their body. It's in this focused presence that the arrow finds its mark. We too are archers, aiming for the targets of our dreams. But we often get caught up in the distractions of the past and the anxieties of the future, losing sight of the present moment, the only moment where we can truly take action, where we can truly create. Surrendering to the now is about bringing your attention to this very moment, to the sensations of your body, the thoughts in your mind, the emotions in your heart. It's about fully inhabiting this space, this time, this experience, without judgment or resistance. Imagine a musician lost in the flow of a melody, their fingers dancing across the keys, their soul pouring out through the music. They don't dwell on past performances, they don't worry about future concerts. They surrender to the present moment, allowing the music to flow through them, expressing the beauty and emotion of the here and now. We too are musicians, composing the symphony of our lives, but we often get caught up in the regrets of the past and the anxieties of the future, forgetting to appreciate the music of the present moment, the unique melody that is unfolding right now. Surrendering to the now is about embracing the music of your life, allowing yourself to be fully present in each note, each chord, each rhythm. It's about recognizing that the past is gone, the future is yet to come, and the only moment that truly matters is this one. Think of a painter standing before a blank canvas, their brush poised, their imagination ignited. They don't dwell on past paintings, they don't worry about future exhibitions. They surrender to the creative flow, allowing the colors to dance across the canvas, expressing the beauty and inspiration of the present moment. We too are painters, creating the masterpiece of our lives. But we often get bogged down by the mistakes of the past and the uncertainties of the future, forgetting to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, the unique colors and textures that are shaping our canvas. Surrendering to the now is about embracing the creative process, allowing ourselves to be fully present in each brushstroke, each shade, each texture. It's about recognizing that the past is a canvas already painted, the future is a blank slate, and the only moment where we can truly create is now. Imagine a dancer moving gracefully across the dance floor, their body flowing with the rhythm, their spirit expressing itself through every gesture. They don't dwell on past performances, they don't worry about future competitions. They surrender to the music, allowing it to guide their movements, to express the joy and freedom of the present moment. We too are dancers, our lives a dance with the universe. But we often get caught up in the regrets of the past and the anxieties of the future, forgetting to appreciate the beauty of the present moment, the unique steps and rhythms that are shaping our dance. Surrendering to the now is about embracing the dance of life, allowing ourselves to be fully present in each step, each turn, each gesture. It's about recognizing that the past is a dance already performed, the future is a dance yet to come, and the only moment where we can truly express ourselves is now. Surrendering to the now is not a passive act. It's a dynamic dance between awareness and acceptance, between intention and surrender. It's about embracing the fullness of this moment, recognizing that it contains within it the seeds of the future, the echoes of the past, and the infinite potential of the present. Lesson 14. Giving in and loving yourself. Imagine a lone tree standing atop a windswept hill, its branches reaching towards the sky, its roots digging deep into the earth. It has weathered storms, endured droughts, and basked in the warmth of countless suns. Yet it stands tall, a testament to its resilience, its inherent strength, its unwavering self-acceptance. This, my friend, is the essence of self-love, the foundation upon which the practice of surrender can truly flourish. We often seek love and acceptance from external sources, from partners, friends, family, and society. We crave validation, approval, and recognition, believing that our worthiness is determined by external measures. But what if I told you that the most profound love, the most unwavering acceptance, comes from within? Self-love is not about vanity or narcissism. It's not about inflating your ego or ignoring your flaws. It's about recognizing your inherent worthiness, embracing your imperfections, and treating yourself with the same kindness, compassion, and understanding that you would offer to a beloved friend. Think of a precious gemstone unearthed from the depths of the earth, its facets shimmering with a unique brilliance. It doesn't need to be polished or perfected. It doesn't need to be compared to other gems. It simply is a perfect expression of its own inherent beauty. We too are precious gems, each of us unique, each of us radiating a unique inner light. But we often get caught up in comparisons, in self-criticism, in the relentless pursuit of perfection. We forget that our true beauty lies in our authenticity, in our imperfections, in the unique tapestry of our experiences. Self-love is about recognizing that inherent beauty, that inner sparkle that shines through despite our flaws and imperfections. It's about embracing our authentic selves, celebrating our strengths, and accepting our weaknesses with compassion and understanding. Imagine a bird singing its heart out from the branch of a tree, its melody filling the air with joy and vibrancy. It doesn't compare its song to other birds. It doesn't criticize its own tune. It simply sings, expressing its unique voice, its innate creativity, its pure joy of being. We, too, have a song to sing, a unique voice to share with the world. But we often silence our voices, afraid of judgment, afraid of criticism, afraid of not being good enough. Self-love is about finding your voice, expressing your authentic self, sharing your unique gifts with the world. It's about recognizing that your voice matters, that your contribution is valuable, that your presence enriches the symphony of life. Think of a river flowing towards the ocean, its waters carrying sediments, debris, and nutrients along its journey. It doesn't judge the impurities. It doesn't try to purify itself. It simply flows, accepting all that it carries, knowing that everything contributes to the richness and diversity of the ocean. We too are rivers, our lives a journey of experiences, carrying joys and sorrows, successes and failures, triumphs and setbacks. But we often judge our experiences, clinging to the positive and rejecting the negative, forgetting that all of it contributes to the richness and depth of our being. Self-love is about accepting the entirety of our journey, the light and the shadow, the highs and the lows. It's about recognizing that every experience, every emotion, every challenge has shaped us, molded us, and contributed to the unique tapestry of our lives. Imagine a tree shedding its leaves in autumn, its branches bare, its energy retreating inward. It doesn't mourn the loss of its leaves. It doesn't fear the coming winter. It trusts the natural cycle of life, knowing that spring will return, bringing new growth, new life, new beauty. We, too, go through cycles of shedding and renewal, of letting go and embracing new beginnings. But we often resist these cycles, clinging to the past, fearing the future, forgetting that change is an essential part of life. Self-love is about trusting the natural cycles of life, surrendering to the ebb and flow of our experiences, knowing that even in the midst of loss and change, there is a deeper wisdom at play. Self-love is not a destination, it's a journey, a continuous practice of self-acceptance, self-compassion, and self-care. It's about nurturing your body, mind, and spirit, honoring your needs, and celebrating your unique gifts. And as you cultivate self-love, you'll find that surrender becomes a natural extension of your being, a graceful dance with the universe, a joyful expression of your authentic self. Lesson 15. The language of letting go. Imagine a poet carefully crafting a verse, each word a brushstroke painting vivid imagery, each syllable a note resonating with emotion. They understand the power of language, the way it can shape thoughts, evoke feelings, and ultimately create reality. This is the essence of mastering the language of letting go, a vocabulary that aligns your words with the vibration of surrender, allowing your desires to manifest with effortless grace. We often use language unconsciously, throwing words around like pebbles, unaware of the ripples they create in the pond of our reality. But words are not just sounds. They are vibrations, carriers of energy that shape our thoughts, influence our emotions, and ultimately manifest our experiences. The language of letting go is a conscious choice, a deliberate shift in vocabulary that aligns your words with the frequency of surrender, trust, and allowance. It's about replacing phrases of force and control with words that evoke ease, flow, and harmony. Think of a gardener tending to their beloved plants, whispering words of encouragement, nurturing their growth with gentle affirmations. They understand that plants, like humans, respond to the vibrations of language, that words can nourish and uplift, or they can harm and hinder. But we, too, are gardeners, cultivating the garden of our lives, nurturing our dreams, and tending to our relationships. The language of letting go is about choosing words that nourish our souls, that uplift our spirits, that create a fertile ground for our desires to blossom. Imagine a musician composing a symphony, each note carefully chosen, each chord resonating with emotion. They understand that music is a language, a universal tongue that speaks to the heart, that evokes feelings, that inspires transformation. We, too, are composers, creating the symphony of our lives, weaving melodies of experiences, harmonies of relationships, and rhythms of emotions. The language of letting go is about choosing words that harmonize with our soul's purpose, that create a symphony of joy, fulfillment, and effortless manifestation. Think of a dancer expressing their emotions through movement, each gesture a word, each step a phrase, their body a living testament to the power of nonverbal communication. They understand that the body speaks a language of its own, a language of fluidity, grace, and surrender. We, too, are dancers, our lives a dance with the universe, our bodies instruments of expression, our movements a reflection of our inner state. The language of letting go is about aligning our words with the fluidity of our movements, the grace of our surrender, the harmony of our connection to the cosmic dance. The language of letting go is about replacing phrases like I have to with I choose to, acknowledging our agency and empowering our choices. It's about transforming problems into opportunities, shifting our perspective from obstacles to possibilities. It's about embracing uncertainty with phrases like perhaps and maybe, releasing the need for rigid control and opening ourselves to the infinite potential of the unknown. It's about replacing I can't with I'm learning to, acknowledging our growth and embracing the journey of continuous learning. The language of letting go is infused with gratitude, with expressions of appreciation for the blessings in our lives, for the challenges that shape us, for the experiences that enrich our journey. It's about recognizing the abundance that surrounds us, the infinite possibilities that await us, the unwavering support of the universe. It's about releasing judgment and comparison, recognizing that each individual is on their unique path, each journey a masterpiece in the making. It's about embracing a vocabulary of compassion and understanding, fostering connection and building bridges of empathy. The language of letting go is about speaking our dreams into existence, using affirmations that reflect our desires as already manifested. It's about aligning our words with the vibration of our intentions, creating a resonance that attracts our desires into our reality. It's about releasing the need to control the outcome, trusting that the universe is orchestrating a symphony of synchronicities, guiding us towards our highest good. It's about surrendering to the flow of life, allowing our words to dance with the rhythm of the cosmos, expressing the beauty and wisdom of our soul's journey. The language of letting go is not just about the words we speak, but also about the thoughts we think, the stories we tell ourselves. It's about cultivating an inner dialogue of self-love, acceptance, and encouragement. It's about replacing the critical voice of our inner judge with the compassionate whispers of our inner guide. It's about recognizing that our thoughts are seeds that blossom into our reality, and choosing to plant seeds of positivity, gratitude, and empowerment. The language of letting go is a continuous practice, a conscious choice to align our words with the vibration of surrender, trust, and allowance. It's about recognizing the power of language to shape our reality, to manifest our desires, and to create a life of joy, fulfillment, and effortless flow. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have an amazing day. I would be really grateful if you could share and comment. until we cross paths again.